This is French. I tried to make a video earlier as I was sitting and basically, anyway, so let me just tell you a little bit of story. I'm into music, painting, and so many other things. Gone to a lot of symphonies, and sometimes when I cannot take my cello outside to make some noise during the summer days, I end up being home, uh, doing a lot of crazy activities, lots of book reading because I like to incorporate book reading into what I do to give it a little bit more substance and to perhaps make it also more stimulating for because I don't know exactly what my audience uh, category or demographic will be, um, and also to make it more engaging. Um, and for you to see the different dimensions of me. So it so happened that I spent time with my friend and his wife, and we had dinner with his mother, who lives alone. And anyways, the late husband was a modern day Renaissance man who taught himself how to paint. He wrote a book, and but since he's no longer around, and she's trying to clean the house, so I got lots of painting supplies, and I was already collecting painting tubes, acrylic, watercolor. My place is too small for oil painting, even though the smell of oil painting is so rich, but I cannot handle that, and so I find myself sorting all the painting supplies that some are good, some are basically just like way too bad. So 1% of my supplies were obviously unusable. Some of the tubes are way too dry for me to bring them back to life. And because I didn't have to spend money on it, so it was easy for me to discard myself of some of the tubes that were harder to open, create a mess. Painting is already messy as it is, so I don't want to add more to it. Anyway, so that's that. So I spent time doing that. And then I'm also anticipating as you get older, and I spent enough time with people who are either alone, bereaved, and have no one around, no family around. So it's important to be around people, to be connected in a social network, and at the same time, find something to stimulate the brain in order uh, to give you a reason, a hope for living. So it just so happened to I'm into crypto as well, and I love to help people. One of the things, or one of the problems with people who make a lot of money is, well, as you grow, as you um, basically outgrown your friends, you need to find activities, hobbies you can do to basically keep your mind active, keep your mind busy, because you can only spend enough that much time with people. There's going to be a series of time that you are alone, and that time is for you to recharge, yoga, exercise, and do all that. But at the same time, you gotta have hobbies because people are living longer and the cost of living is getting higher. People are living longer, so is uh, the opportunity to participate and increasing or perhaps improving in the acquisition of new skills, picking up lost skills, and adapting new ones, and also uh, engage in either in both solitary hobbies where you can do by yourself, as well as social hobbies where you can do with other people. So that way to have a nice, well balanced life. Because the moment, some of the time that you're going to be by yourself, you got to learn to entertain yourself because other people cannot contribute to your happiness. You have to make yourself happy in order to be a good companion. In order for you to be a good social connector, you have to learn how to be content with yourself, with much and with little. So since my channel is about new technology, new movement, new ways of doing things, and at the same time embracing the economic shift that is happening around us, um, in addition to impacting people and connecting to activities that improve the lives of other people, there is no greater self-improvement than financial literacy, money management, and like it says in the book, uh, Think and Grow Rich. Increase your ability, improve your ability to earn, and that's one uh, thing that you constantly have to do. First, save 10% of all you earn, then use the 10% that you earn to reinvest and make more. Okay, protect yourself and basically look for ways to prevent yourself from losing money from nefarious activities or from nefarious dealing with nefarious people who have no intent for your growth, but they can basically participate in stealing money from you in multiple ways. Scammers, fraudsters, and invest in what you know or plug in to other people who already know what they do. And On your own home, right? On your own home, and and um, increase your ability to earn. And these are, if I'm mistaken, these are the 7 principles of Think and Grow Rich. If, yeah, and always increase, improve, however you want to describe it, your ability to generate cash flow to make up for the ever growing inflation. And in some cases, if you're trading time for money, as you get older, your productivity it diminishes. So is your output. Your input diminishes. So is also your output diminishes. And with the world of work changing from either remote to now the improvement of AI technology, I don't have to tell you the work you know what to do today, AI will replace eventually, eliminate millions of jobs. At the same time, AI will also create millions of jobs for people who adapt to AI technology. So the same technology that eliminate non-essential jobs, anywhere from blue collar to white collar jobs, okay, to technology driven by AI will also create a lot of jobs. So either way, standing still, remaining stuck, you do not either physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, or economically, you cannot afford to remain stagnant and not move and not move. Okay? So where are we going with that? I am part or have been focusing on this ecosystem of asset backed non fungible tokens, digital collectibles or NFTs, tokenizations of assets. The technology is changing. Blockchain technology is changing the way people do business. Blockchain technology is changing the way companies delivering goods, anywhere from logistics to finance. And now, because of the pandemic has caused a lot of companies who did not have an online presence to either get an online presence or get out of business. In fact, after the pandemic, there were a lot of companies that were not fit for the next generation of money velocity to go out of business because they were not able to scale to new technology, to new way of doing things. And who knew if Jeff Bezos knew that his company would be at the forefront of logistics, uh, if he had the foresight of knowing that there might be a health crisis where people would be sit at home for 2 3 years, and those who embraced new technology would be the one who basically stays the course and survive difficult times. And the talking heads, the scientists, are already doing simulations, preparing the new economy, preparing people that the next big health crisis will be thousands times more difficult. So I don't have to even mention the fact that the crisis between Russia and Ukraine will create a food crisis. And since Ukraine is so key to food distribution, food deployment, grain, and commodities, that as a result of the war, the production stops, farming and distribution. By the time this takes effect into our economy, at a risk of ending negative, I think you've already um, get my point. Not convinced? No problem. Do research online on AI, documentary on YouTube. You will find many, many cases where ChatGPT, GP3, 4, or even ones that created by, at the risk of misquoting, so I'm not going to mention the name, that already passes or outdone GP4. Okay, all the big companies are employing AI to leverage the productivity, anywhere from writing ads to writing articles to assisting in research, video making, presentation, website creation. I mean, you name it. AI, AI is changing the world. Even robotic AI designed to help older individuals, older people cope with loneliness and isolation due to lack of physical contact, due to a lack of family member nearby. Companies are developing robotic AI designed to stimulate communication between an AI device to a human being in order to satisfy the the interaction between an artificially designed product to allow older people who live alone to decrease and improve engagement with uh, technology that does not replace but rather facilitate exchange, because each one of us requires a certain level of communication exchange with other people. So since I don't want my presentations to be solely about money, and I want to also connect with you on a human level, uh, and then you'll understand why the shift that is coming, the economic shift, well, or you could call it a wealth transfer that is coming, is unavoidable. You can be a part of it. You cannot stop it anymore because the cat is already out of the box. You can either engage, participate, and grow with it. Grow as you learn, engage as you learn, but avoiding it you can't because it's already happening. Having said that, um, this also plays a part of it. I'm reading a book right now called Connected: How Your Friends' Friends Influence Everything You Feel, Act, and do. In other words, we are influenced, shaped by other people. We also shape other people. We influence our community influences us. As we grow in an ever disconnected world, all of a sudden you require more connectivity. At the same time, you're living in a world, you could be part of a social network, part of a church, you could be in a marriage, you could be in anywhere, yet in a room full of people, and yet you're isolated. Here's an example, for instance, of an image that depicts a person who is economically broke but surrounded by people who are already integrated or about to integrate into an ecosystem that is part of a shift, an economic shift, a psychological, economic, technological, technological shift. And this person, either not yet or perhaps participated and yet not have a good experience because that person is broke, cannot afford, or has limited capacity where person is living from paycheck to paycheck. The only thing to do from that perspective is to adapt, engage in learning, and leverage your social network to learn as you go. And this ecosystem that I'm participating, that I'm about to share with you, is an opportunity for you to engage, to adapt, or be left behind. Right now, you and I were surrounded by people who can benefit us, who can drain us economically, or you can also refreshes us economically. In other words, if you're surrounded by broke people, chances are, you know, show me or tell me who are your five friends that you know and examine their economic standing or social, intellectual, and that's basically you. So if you're surrounded by broke people, it is not a surprise that you yourself are broke. You're surrounded yourself by people who love to learn. In a very short time, you can transition from broke to financially well connected because you're connected with people. So you, in a sense, Zig Ziglar say you can get everything you want if you can help other people get what they want. So as you cannot change your economic situation if you do not adapt to change. And the moment that you decide to change, you realize that there are people who are in the same situation who are also looking for a way out if only you knew how. And so what I'm about to show you is an opportunity for you to be connected to uh, a club that is adapting the daily technology shift, economic shift, and we're spreading the word and helping people find out about it and be influenced economically from the from group economics, from group engagement, from group collaboration, from group assistance, and therefore improve your economic standing, social standing, and the level of connectivity. So you come from social isolation, physically detached from people, or you can do two shift. Detach yourself from work people or psychologically isolated people who are not growing to realign yourself with a group of people who are going places, changing lives, reshaping their community, and therefore influencing people they may not even know by association. So that's basically what that is. So one person who decided to make a change in their lives has the ability to impact the life of many and therefore changing lives through multiple generations of people they may have not met if they did not make one crucial decision to improve their lives. So technically, you just read 2 or 3 chapters of the book Connected just by this brief association. So one decision, one shift in decision can impact not only your life, can change your zip code, and also by association, improve multiple clusters of networks around you. Who knows? You take a pebble, you drop it in water, and you can see the concentric ring expands. So to the naked eyes can only see a certain depth in the ring, but if you put that on the a camera where you can slow down and you can see the change happening gradually. So where our eyes cannot see the ring expanding through like multiple waves, but we can actually see economically changes that is happening in people's lives by association. And all it takes is that you make a single decision to change your lives, and you can impact multiple people at the same time through this ecosystem. So, although this is not my typical presentation, but I think it was necessary for me to connect with you on a human level. Because at the end of the day, you're probably going to see this on YouTube, and I don't want to be one of those commission junkie who slapped a presentation together and not give you substance. So I want to connect with you on multiple level, but at the same time, drive home a point for you to make an economic decision today that may potentially change your lives. Okay, so let's get to it. All right. Okay, so this information presented does not constitute investment or any other types of financial advice. This is this information is for educational purposes only. All right. We're going to read the confidentiality. This document contains proprietary information of Miracle Technology Holding LDA. Any reproduction, use, appropriation, or disclosure of this information, in whole or in part, without the specific prior written authorization of Miracle Technologies Holding LDA, is strictly prohibited. Failure to observe this notice may result in legal proceedings or liability for resulting damage or loss. Copyright 2023, Miracle Technologies Holding LDA, all rights reserved. Okay, so at this point, we are going to talk about a 23, 24, in year 2023, a $24 trillion shift that you cannot ignore, giving all that information I've already shared with you. When new money was created, it is created and it will be opposed widely. First, they ignore it, just like they ignore Bitcoin, they ignore any other form of money. Then they laugh at it and they fight you. And then eventually they shift, as I stated earlier, giving you all the reason why the shift is unstoppable. If you look at the past 50 years and great shifts that happened anywhere from 1960s to the military usage of the first of the first internet for military use, the 1976, the introduction of Apple computers, the first image browser, the internet boom, the social media boom, blockchain technology in 2008, and the AI technology, as I stated earlier, and then shift forward to um, not too far from 2011 when the smartphone was introduced. There was a time that I only had a landline phone. I was doing business online, typical network marketing, and I had a job at the time. And I said to myself, I don't want a cell phone because I don't want to be accessible everywhere, anytime someone called me. If someone called me and it's important, they can leave a message when I get home. I get in touch with them. Well, after years of losing business and not doing well, I had to adapt to getting a cell phone. And nowadays, I couldn't imagine life without it. Now, during also the past few years, 71% of all businesses converted to the web because they didn't have a choice. The industries changed. When you talk about brick and mortar business, that converted to the internet, the phone connected to a smartphone, real estate, and now you can basically go to Zillow and get access to information. You can, go to choose any specific town that you want to research and find out the number of houses available, and even get a chance to see everything without having to travel there personally. In global currency, and then we have the introduction of Bitcoin. Right, 20 years of technological change that was unstoppable. You either adapt or be left behind. After 14 years of Bitcoin or blockchain adaptation, and we noticed the shift that is currently happening, or you should call it the shifting that is currently happening. 2020, 2010, you get the banking crisis. 8 to 10, 2010, you get the first, you know, 22 pizza sold for on May 22nd. Pizza sold for 10,000 Bitcoin. And when you look at the price of Bitcoin today, even at nearly 26,000, okay, imagine the person who sold the pizza still kept 22 or all their 10,000 Bitcoin. And at this point, you'll have enough to live the rest of your life and not have to worry about anything. Anyways, it was around the same time the first blockchain was created during that um, 20, 28 to 2008 to 2010, right? In 2014, first NFT minted. 17 to 20, we have the ICO era. I had a lot of pain, economic pain during those times because I had gotten into Bitcoin around that time and lost a lot of money due to bad ICOs, thinking that I could take Bitcoin and then leverage it. Not only that, I participated too late during that phase and entered into a space that I did not know well. Uh, and basically, I just gave away my crypto to a lot of Ponzi schemes at the time. And there were several platforms I thought I was leveraging. Okay. Now, a first NFT minted in 2014. First purchase of one NFT was purchased for 98 million. I want to make sure that you understand that. First NFT purchase in 14, 21, one sold with no utility, no value whatsoever, not backed by a business. Okay. It was simply a digital image that sold for that much, simply because there was scarcity and there was a need, a euphoria happening, a craze, you could say, a fad regarding NFTs. And then in 2022, the UK passes the MiCA law to basically adapt, embraces the technology that they had to embrace when other companies or other countries are ignoring. Okay, now if we know that 71% of companies uh, had to migrate to the web, okay, 71% of the world business went digital so far. We know that. What if 71% of the financial world also goes to crypto? They will both need the physical presence of stores, the technologies employed by Miracle, and only Miracle has the technology, the license, the regulatory frame, structure with regulation in mind to basically assist businesses. Let's just say it's not if 71% of the financial world goes into crypto, it's when they do, because they won't have a choice. When they do, Miracle will be there to service their needs. How big would this shift be? We will find out. Now, unmatched opportunity for $24 trillion in 4 years. This report by HSBC, presented by the World Economic Forum, simply report that financial ownership through tokenization will allow more participants into more asset classes, traditionally only available to the top 1%, where the top 1% who has the ability, those who are obviously known as accredited investors, are the one who tend to benefit from opportunities that would not be possible without tokenization. And World Economic Forum report estimate that the size of traditional market that could potentially benefit from the shift is 867 trillion, covering equity, debt, derivative, and securitized product. And tokenization is simply, as I explained, is a fractionalization of of any of those asset classes uh, to make ownership 1/10, 1/100th, 1/1000th of a time. Basically, divvy up the ownership into small portion to allow not just the 1% to benefit, but to allow everyone who has the ability to participate according to their economic abilities. And tokenization makes it possible for for that to happen only through adaptation of crypto. Okay. Now, finance is one industry that benefit from this shift, or perhaps the one that likely to benefit because finance is integrated in every aspect of society, from banking, exchange, POS, remittance, ATM, card issuing, and of course, the tokenization of assets for fractionalization of participation. Miracle Cash and more in Cash for NFT provide you that opportunity to participate because we are setting the stage. The founder has put together a team of regulatory experts, 9 top legal experts, business development pioneers, multiple technology teams, and world-class business development teams. The founder is none other than the architect of the ecosystem, Hakan Tohan, who introduced 65,000 ATM uh, in the in Turkey that allow banks to basically integrate ATM as part of their business delivery system. So, of course, top attorneys with wide range of countries, technology integration, business development, and marketing. And because marketing is a way to basically spread the word, but before that happen, we need to have like a strong legal structure to anticipate any potential pitfalls and the people in the programming field who has the expertise as well as business development to know what's needed and bring about to market much needed opportunities. Miracle Cash and More itself is not a startup focused on regulation, license, and key business practices that will ensure long-term growth, and that's the key long-term growth, scalable in every modern country, and flexible to all requirements presented. And as you can see, that we infuse ourselves in multiple ways, and the regulatory part of it, from the infusion, or perhaps we could say the inception of Miracle Cash, 2017, 20, we focus on regulatory framework and licenses. 17 to 23, fully integrated into fintech. 20 to 23, and basically we are in a position of deploying multiple uh, um, physical retail, brick and mortar stores, and POS system, ATM, and exchanges, because that's where we are right now. And then towards the end, of 2023 and 2024, we will engage in the full next level NFT marketplaces. The Miracle platform unites all fintech platforms into one. Fintech services, reward system, crypto ATMs, web services, point of sales, KYC, which is highly necessary. In fact, if any business that you're trying to deal with in an economic or financial field does not have KYC, you know that's a business to avoid. KYB business also needs to be known and approved. And again, all of Miracle Cash is deeply embedded in the regulatory services in order to give us the ability to have our own banking network, uh, government network, regulatory network, banking network, security network, our own switch, provider network, and Miracle is in the middle of all that. And one such way is a physical stores. In order for us to participate in leveraging the shift that is happening, in order to have massive main adoption, there has to be a physical way to interact with mainstream. And since the people who are obviously, I should say, the businesses that have adapted to technology, embraces multiple method of payment, are probably also taking credit cards payments from all the major credit card issuers, and the same technology, the same method can also be applied through the POS, the point of sale system for that. So other businesses can use or are using Miracle technologies. And so since you know what an ATM does and its functions, so that has to also mimic uh, the real world people live, to make transacting in crypto as easy as going to a bank, like going to a physical store, going using crypto in a store just like you use Visa and MasterCard, ATM, just like you take your fiat out of an ATM, you can transact doing either reversible fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat through an ATM, and as well as business to business activities. One business needs to buy inventory from another business. They can basically use the same activity and method of business to business transaction. Our current um, expansion in 2023 consists of Germany, Turkey, France, Spain, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Belgium, Luxembourg, and of course Cyprus, that I had the pleasure to visit. And in all those places, will have crypto ATM, retail stores, physical, point of sale system, both online and physical, and as well as web services as well. See, all those four delivery points are already real world how we interact with the financial legacy system. We can do the same thing in the crypto space through ATM, retail, point of sales, and web services. The only difference is the common denominator is not fiat but crypto. Anyways, in the crypto space, there are a lot of companies that have leveraged themselves very well. They do basically four different functions, all universally very well, except for one, that all the ones that are in existence not shown in this list. The ability to buy and sell, trade, spot, and future, website and mobile app services. And in the case of Binance, and where we match one to one with Binance in the fifth category, and then after that, we basically had no competition because uh, no one else has a local presence, brick and mortar presence. No one else can buy in person, buy and sell in person. No one else has a customer service. And either by phone or in person. No one else of the exchanges has the crypto vending machine, such as an ATM, the POS system for all the business to integrate. No one does that but us. The POS system, both virtual and physical. So, in a virtual sense, everywhere in around the world, someone can use Miracle Pay online to transact. And for businesses in a regulatory location where the physical POS system apply, they have that. So either physical or virtual, we have that. Crypto service and real estate leasing, no one else have that. No one else is also backed by Lloyd's of London and have fire block protection. Now, it's important to emphasize all the services that you're not going to find any given online only faceless exchanges. Okay, when you look at the industry competition, what Binance do buy, sell, margin trade, and copy trading. Binance is also not regulated in the UK. In the sense of BitPay does not settle in fiat, so the customer who uses uh, BitPay to pay would have to find another interface for them to do the fiat exchange, and then they basically merge with other third party or perhaps white label services. With what makes us or stand us apart from the competition is that legally regulated in all countries where we do business in. We have physical presence, physical stores, the POS system to merchant to settle fiat. And by the way, also fiat is also reversible. Never have you heard the opportunity to revert or perhaps reverse a crypto payment. Internet pay services with reversible transaction. I mean, that's never been done. And also exchange services, NFT marketplace, and not to mention more importantly, the assurance of Lloyd's of London backing. So, how can you then participate in this ecosystem? Cashflow NFT and you. We have all the technology, all the platform, all the acquisitions, everything else in place. And how can you participate and basically take part of this wonderful opportunity? We have the world's first NFT that can earn from monthly revenues, world's first platform showing NFT revenue through any wallet that holds the NFT. You can track revenue, business ownership, bankable loan with transferable NFT, where you can transfer your digital collectible uh, that is backed by asset uh, from member to member. NFT 3.0 marketplace, the only marketplace where you can check the results. Here's what we are currently working on our Boogie Gopher Club, where you can track everything. And each NFT, by the way, is tied to a country license. And that license, should I say, master franchise license, uh, give you privilege of participating in every activity that goes into that market, present or future adoption or partnership. Now, a Boogie Gopher marketplace would allow you to basically uh, see what's going on, track your NFT, see where revenues are coming from. You can trade, partner A and partner B can trade ownership with each other. You'll be able to have that. The NFT is wrapped with token fractional membership of business and revenue. Now, 75% profit from each master license goes to the NFT. Now, not only can you track your your digital collectible, or you could say your digital asset, your property. Okay, in a sense, the country MFA simply goes by whatever is happening in that country is under one master license, and 100% NFT on 100% of what's going on in that master license under that master license, and 75% are sold through the NFT. In other words, 100% of activities goes to the NFT owners. However, 75% sold through the NFT, the cash flow NFT project. And sources of revenue: ATM, retail stores, point of sales, web services, and a lot more. Our NFT, because of all that, because of all the potential and actively integrated services, uh, the NFT itself, because it's backed by business that generate revenues in multiple ways in under a master license, and 100% of the profit goes to the ownership of the NFT, although 75% goes through the cash flow NFT, and the other 25% through Miracle Cash. As a result of that, the NFT has value, and therefore the NFTs are tied to real asset and have a real valuation. Okay, so it's important for you to know that, even though this is a repeat. Okay, now in the case for the first valuation we had was what's called a discounted cash flow model, where there are multiple variables that the cash flow of evaluated, or the DCF model, the discount model, brings Germany to 3.8 billion, and each NFT is now valued at 2.8 million. Now, keep in mind, in 2014, the first NFT was minted. It didn't take until 2021 for one NFT to be sold at 98 million. Now, keep in mind also that NFT at the time was backed by nothing more than belief on a fixed maximum supply of the NFT, driven by the need uh, to participate in it because of the scarcity of it. This is the first NFT that is backed by asset, and it's also potentially bankable once the valuation has been approved by a third party. The Benelux NFT, consists of three different countries: Netherlands, where there's already a store, profitable, uh, Belgium, and Luxembourg, coming soon. Because the countries are so small, they all have to be grouped into one master franchise. That is, whatever is going on in each of those individual countries is under one master license, where 100% of the profit goes to the NFT ownership. However, we've already explained. Now, each country has its own GDP and population. In the case for Belgium, we had 100%, and Netherlands, since the store is already open, and therefore we have access to 50% of the profit, not 100% profit under that master license. And Luxembourg, we have 100%. With only 2,000 membership under that master license, the valuation for then Benelux, that consists of Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg, the valuation comes to 1.55 million. estimated per NFT, given the fact that it was only 2,000, at 775 NFT. Let me repeat again. First NFT created or minted was in 2014, and in 21, an NFT was sold for 98 million with no use case, no backing by anything. It was just pure luck and the fact that there are a lot of people who believe, based on fixed supplies, the NFT has value compared to a business that generates profit that utilizing the NFT for a real case model. So, in a sense, when you compare the two, uh, an active business generating profit, it should be evaluated for higher, or should have a higher valuation than something that was just pure speculation that has no reason for its existence other than people believe it. The valuation for UK came in at 3.16 billion estimated per NFT at 796,000. Now, UK is also a multi-country uh, model. So you get 4 or 5 different countries under one master license. So whatever is going on in that region then goes under one master license, master franchise license. So, I mean, we don't have to talk about the potential massive, uh, when every delivery point is actually in function, and what that does to scarcity, max supplies, and the ability to leverage the asset as opposed to selling it, even though it is tradable between member to member. The NFT then becomes a collateralized uh, non-fungible token simply because there's now a use case and there is business backing, revenue generating business behind it. Um, so it allows financial institution to give out a loan. So instead of an NFT holder basically sell their membership, they can rather take a loan against it without selling their assets, and therefore the profit generating from the businesses pay the loan back to unlock uh, the 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 asset, the NFT. So first NFT with real valuation and therefore bankable NFT qualification. You could say 4 different questions. Is the NFT um, classify? Yes, because it is backed by an asset that generates revenue. That makes it a collateralized NFT. In terms of the industry, is there growth for this? Is this just a FOMO? Is this just a fad? No, because if the NFT is backed by asset, okay, that can count for growth over the next couple of years or even more. Now, is the NFT tied to a free cash flow estimate? Yes, because it has a valuation through an independent third party, and most importantly, is the NFT regulated or licensed? The NFT, of course, is regulated because wherever we do business, where we have actual physical footprint, we have a license for that. So between classification, yes, growth, yes, um, third-party validation, yes, and definitely we operate in a regulatory environment. So you now have the opportunity to engage with us by growing the community, uh, because it's not in network marketing. We do have an affiliate structure with 2 levels. First generation is 10% for when someone acquires an NFT. Second generation is 5%. And after that, we have a leadership position available for the sake of time. that I've already talked about in multiple other videos that you can find in the playlist of this channel to learn what happened. So, in the case, there's no limitation of the number of people you can have in your first, second generation of affiliate referral. Now, do you have to? No, you don't necessarily have to do it, but you can do it and help a lot of people doing so, as I've already given you the use case potential of growing, being part of a community, being connected. Okay. Now, this is not a startup because the company originated in 2017 and has been growing ever since to set up a regulatory frame for mass adoption through multiple channels. Decades in the making, heavily invested in legal and regulatory license, on its own IP in merging the digital space with brick and mortar businesses. The NFTs are wrapped with great value, and each NFT will be equal to a percentage in the master franchise, unlike any other program that has absolutely zero use case other than the FOMO behind it. Okay. Now, in addition to that, um, we have the Finnic token. A token, a utility token, is an asset in itself because it's a utility token that is used as gas. Whenever you buy something or you do any kind of transaction based in a blockchain, you have to pay gas fees. In the case, Binance uses its own BNB for gas, so we use the Finnic token for proof of transaction. So, uh, real transaction, real business activities, truly real utility token access to our suite of services and software, retail, point of sales, ATM, web services, and our own core switch. The Finnic is the validation coin for every in and out of our system and platforms. So without that, then we would have to embrace another token to do the gas, and that would basically lead us to rely on a third party white label, which would not be authentic to our existence. And because of that, we have to have a node system for payment validation. So whenever we have activities going on in and out, meaning that someone is buying or selling, that's in and out, um, there has to be a validation, uh, a validating nodes, mini nodes, as well as the token, the Finnic token is used for gas within our ecosystem. So that makes both the Finnic and the node system itself an asset to participate in and have in addition to, or where you may not have the ability to acquire an NFT, but you can still support the ecosystem, participate in our membership uh, community through the Finnic token or the mini node. And as you can see, we have multiple services, channels in our ecosystem. So every time there is an in and out, buying and selling, transferring or exchanging, the Finnic token is used, and validation needs to happen in order to keep the ecosystem balanced and protected. So the node is where everything happens, and those who own head nodes will validate payments to our blockchain ecosystem, participate in utilizing the Finnic token as gas, and therefore earn rewards just by participating. Okay, nodes are vital part of any ecosystem. They help keep consensus of the blockchain system. They act as validation and keep count along with the ledger of transaction. Node holders earn reward for helping to build this consensus, and therefore make the blockchain itself immutable to shutting down any one point, because they would have to attack the entire system, every single node, every single computer that uses the technology. So earn points that can then be transferred to the system through the utility token as Finnic, and use Finnic to reduce fees, just like people use BNB to reduce the amount of fees that they have to pay. Okay, now you can also be part of history by being part of a Boogie Gopher community as part of the ecosystem where you can track everything, track transaction, ownership, activities, and movement, and as well as transfer of ownership from member to member. Having said that, we now can take a look at uh, what do we have to offer right now. We have right now the number of NFT that are available for purchase, because we have a fixed number of supplies of NFT, and many of them are already been purchased. And as for Benelux, we have 315 as of last week. That number could be less. And for UK, and we have 183. So you can be by now, if there's probably 300, 180 of UK or less, because each NFT is 10K. And so if you participate in joining us as an affiliate, not only will you earn $1,000 for each cell on your first generation, and you have the ability to also earn $500 for the cell of each uh, cell on your second generation. So that completes the two level affiliate program, unless, of course, you intend to really share and help those who purchase, and to have to participate in the leadership position that we also, that position, the leadership opportunity to build a network, to create your own membership club within ecosystem. And Germany is 35,000, and we still have about 10 Germany left. And of course, everything is based on availability. Now, once we sell all those Germany, to all 10 of them, all 183 of UK and Benelux, then there will be no more. Until, of course, we develop new countries and new partnership, new ways for you to participate. So, which then explain why I have my diagram here. So, two-tier membership available. First tier or first generation pays 10% for an NFT that sells for 10,000. UK, Benelux, or Germany. And so if you sell a UK, you earn $1,000, 1K. And if you sell a Benelux, you on the second position. In other words, you sharing with, let's say his name is Ben. Ben buys Ben sees the opportunity, but may not have the ability to participate, because the opportunity cost to participate in an NFT is 10,000. So Ben participate, create a free account. Ben knows a lot of people in crypto. Ben is constantly being exposed to people contacting him to join other projects that are backed by nothing, that are simply opportunity to basically steal money from people, steal people's crypto. You could say this is Ben's network of people he knows, people who are pitching to him constantly, And Ben also has the opportunity to pitch to these people about something of substance, and therefore share with these people as well. Other not being able to participate in acquiring a membership, instead of remaining dormant and do nothing, because Ben stays plugged into our calls, Ben stays plugged into our Zoom calls, and any and all updates. Ben is plugged into the social channels. So Ben now uh, created a free membership and began sharing the opportunity to as many people as he knows in crypto. And as Ben shares with people, so you have one person who get two NFT, one person get one, two UK, one Benelux, uh, five Benelux, and two Germany, and one say UK. Ben can participate now in either the uh, the two-tier affiliate program that we have that pays one 10% to the first generation and 5% to the second generation. Okay, that's it. Now, Ben may be a person who just share with other people because he cares, because he believes, because Ben has had some bad experiences with multiple projects that masquerade themselves as legit but are not necessarily legit. So Ben finally find a project that makes sense, that gives him comfort. So now Ben can feel free to share a project where he knows that people are not going to lose money because it's a long-term project. It's operating in a regulatory network and platform, and Ben can know the people that he's interacting with, be part of a community, and stay socially connected. Okay, as Ben shares and sell and has the ability to generate 10% commission for each sell. You also can generate 5% commission to any sub second generation. As a result, as Ben shared, eventually you will find someone who likes the project more than you, who really sees the big opportunity and decide to also uh, create a sub uh, clusters of groups within a big uh, collective group. And as a result, Ben finds this individual who not only gets an NFT, but also shares to his first generation, which is Ben's second generation. That individual also um, has within his first line or her first line one person who also has their own community who can then share the opportunity. And then at this point, based on sales, if $50,000 is generated from Ben's primary network, that that would give Ben a leadership position that I'm going to explain right now. Okay, so within the cash flow NFT uh, star, what we call a star program, beyond the first two tier of 10 and 5%, is the ability to generate um, sales up to 50,000. And once 50,000 sales are collected, or you may not be able to sell, but you can share, and therefore other people's purchases generate either a first 10% or second 5%. Because if Ben, for instance, share but do not have the ability to sell, but Ben also share the opportunity, will then start buying or selling. A purchase is not necessary to participate in a star program, and on a monthly basis, the company will allocate a certain percentage of its sales to facilitate and reward people who are expanding the community. And as the community expands, one share to 50 share is distributed. 1 share to 50 shares is distributed. Okay, so let's see. So because I've explained this in so many times, so this is a preview since you happen to be in the same video. All right. Okay, so for the sake of just leadership advancement, I'm just going to use the numbers. So once $50,000 of sales is generated through John's direct line, that makes John or Ben a 1 star for 1 share. Ben needs to only now identify 3 of his people within his network that is generated, that is buying and also selling to their first network and therefore Ben's secondary network. 2 degrees of separation eliminate the 2-level commission. At this point, Ben is working for the star distribution that happens on a monthly basis. The first generation commission pay 10%, second generation commission pays 5%, and after that, there's no direct commissions for uh, third to infinity. So if you believe in this project and like to share, and you like to also position yourself as, you could say, a founding member, you can then participate in having the ability to participate in the share program to receive anywhere from 1 to 50 shares on a monthly basis, to the degree that you can develop leadership and coach with both your parent affiliate assistance and coaching to create 50,000 in sales to qualify for 1 star, for 1 share, identify 3 people who does the same thing, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. Okay, so now that's a 150,000, which is a 2-star line. So 2 stars for 5 shares. Okay, so in this case, since we are adapting and keeping the law of 3, graduate from each person from 1 star to 2 star. Now this is a 2-star organization, so you're going to create the same thing. So 150 divided by 3, that's basically we develop 3 1 star. So you now needs to develop 3 2 star to become a 3 star for 10 shares. Promote and coach 3 2 stars, 3 3 2 stars to become a 3 star for 10 shares. Promote 3 3 stars to become a 4 stars for 25 shares. Promote 3 4 stars to become a 5 stars for 50 shares. Since I've already talked about that in so many different ways, this was just a quick add to it so you can have a deeper dive into it for later. Simply put, if you help, simply put, if you help to create, you yourself sell $50,000 worth of NFT, and you can participate in receiving 1 to 50 shares. 1 star sells $50,000 worth of NFT to their front line and receive 1 share. 2 stars sells create 3 teams of 1 star, and each 1 star team or each 1 star network is someone who developed 50,000 themselves. So you find 3 people who do that. So that's basically a 2-star line for 5 shares. A 3-star organization is an organization volume only of 450, which is 3 2 stars for 10 shares. Your 4 star line is 1.25 million. That means divided by 3. That means you identify three 3 stars. And three 3 stars is a team of three 2 stars. A 2 star team is a team of three 1 star. So obviously, a 4 star team is a team of three 3 stars for 25 shares. And a 5 star team based on 4.5 million. 4.05 million divided by 3 is three 4 stars for 50 shares. When this project, based on evaluation for Germany, UK, Benelux, based on the fact that the NFT is backed by an asset that generates revenue and pays out, based on the participation and acquisition of Finnic and therefore be part of the node system, and because it's not a hype, it's a regular. We operate in a regulatory business model. This should not be unbelievable because if the NFT minted in 2014, first time, and one NFT was sold for 98 million, which is backed by nothing. When you consider an NFT that is backed by asset from a company or businesses that generate profit from multiple ways, I'm surprised that the valuation for the NFT actually is so low. And since the valuation tends to refresh or renew on a regular basis, as the company grows, the valuation for each NFT might grow. And based on supply and demand, once somebody understands this NFT project, that means they probably were not going to sell simply because the NFT is backed by asset, which is bankable, and therefore the NFT itself, there are institutions, banks who provide a loan against an asset generating platform. And banking or in habit or in a business to make money through fees, loans, interest, and the revenue generated from the business pay the loan back to the NFT. So meaning that if the NFTs are collateralized assets, no one in their right mind would be selling their NFTs when they can leverage it. And therefore, the potential for increased value based on scarcity, basic laws of economics. So I don't have to tell you how much valuable that is to an NFT owner who knows that they have a valuable asset that they can leverage. The ability to then leverage this asset makes the asset more rare and therefore give the asset itself um, a greater value based on scarcity, regardless of the collateralized aspect of it. The reason why an NFT was sold for 98 million is because there was a lot of demand and there was a fixed supply for this NFT, even though it didn't really back by anything. So at this point, you have a decision to make as to your level of belief. You can take time to basically uh, learn more about this ecosystem and find out exactly how do you vet this opportunity properly so you can do your due diligence, even visit the office, the main office in Cyprus to see for yourself, and therefore before you participate. But anybody can create a free account, and with a free account you can share and grow your community as you learn at the same time. Wonderful, wonderful opportunity. And I'm making these videos not because I have to, because this is too good to keep to a small community when I could just expand the knowledge to a lot of people. Long after someone shared this with you who barely understands it, and you come across one of my videos that basically opens your mind to possibilities. All that is possible If you believe, or whether you believe or not, it doesn't really matter because the shift is already in progress and that is unstoppable. There's nothing you can do to stop it.